to buy a brand new Airstream, it could cost you over $200,000. We're gonna show you a family that bought an Airstream for $1,000, and they went on to remodel this Airstream from the ground up into their dream home to travel the country. Includes everything from a chef's kitchen, a movie theater, massive shower.
There is so much room for activities in here.
Okay, it's an Airstream. It's not a massive shower, but it is nice, and it does have a seat. How much did they spend renovating this Airstream? How long did it take? Do they love their new home on wheels, or do they regret this entire decision? You won't want to miss today's tour.
Oh, wow.
Super shiny.
Yeah.
It's super clean. I'm just kidding. I'm not just
It's honest. I mean, we were in Mexico.
Quick specs on this RV, 27 feet. 3 feet of that is actually the hitch, so it's really only like 24 feet. Weighs about 7,500 pounds. And one advantage of these is they're very low to the ground.
9.5 feet, I think.
How long have you lived in this?
We've been in this for about a year.
What was the status of this at $1,000?
We've literally done well, I say we. He's literally done everything.
Beef stew is what we're going to refer to him the rest of the video. Apparently that's what he was called in high school.
beef stew.
It's true. It's a factual thing. It was an empty shell. No interior skins and just the plywood like subfloor. And that was
There were
it.
some wires hanging. There's a composting toilet. You bought the composting toilet, and it came with an Airstream. It's a deal.
This is the easy way to put it. The only things in here that you can see that I didn't replace is the windows.
I think I noticed all the aluminum in here. You know, ours had a white ceiling, and I know you kept an aluminum ceiling, which I think is super cool.
This is all storage underneath the entire thing. A lot of camera equipment, some winter clothes and whatnot. Biggest thing under here though is our second fridge.
You know, we've caravanned a lot with these guys because it's the couch as well. And they'll be like, hey, I need pickles out of the fridge. And you're like, okay. Yeah.
So we have a Dometic, fridge freezer underneath the bed.
So cubbies the whole way across? Yeah.
My clothing goes to here, and then Stuart has these 4 bins.
You get 4 bins?
Those are literally 11 by 11. It's not even a square foot.
You got 4 cubbies. You just got 3 hangers. They don't have any hangers. You get 3
That's
hangers.
true, we have no hangers. I don't like hangers. That has storage. Our printer and stuff is stored in there, some extra blankets. And then we have bins underneath here that store extra shoes, off-season clothing as well.
What's going on here?
That is our TV. We didn't want to dedicate an entire wall to a TV. So we already had a projector that we would use outside. So I came up with the idea of like, why not use it inside? Then you can see these hooks. We have a 5-foot screen that will hang up. That becomes our, TV room.
That one sacrifice that Marissa and I have had a hard time making, to take our sleeping space and make that also convertible or something in the living room space, that opens up a lot of room. And a lot
I
of
think you're
possibilities.
looking at what your priorities are. To them, they're like, we're going to sacrifice our sleeping space for, they love to cook.
So this is a convertible space. When we're not using the table, we can see people here and kind of create a conversational space. So that's like homeschool desk / eating desk. Well, we wanted at least to have seating for our kids to sit down and eat meals. Honestly, it stays up most of the time. I don't think we put it down all that often.
This back section back here, but then you went ahead and made this front. What's in that front section there? Oh.
So it's full of spices.
Are these real?
Yes.
Oh. We couldn't.
Marissa said when she first saw this, she was like, you could have put a cabinet there. And I was like, no. Part of the reason we chose to include our bedroom in our living space was so we could get this space and also all of this kitchen space.
I know for Lindsay and Stuart that love to cook, like, you're not going to see a kitchen like this in a stock Airstream.
Plus, we've got so much cabinet storage. These are residential cabinets, so they're full extension. Don't look in there.
We had the herbs over here because these are also living.
Herbs.
Herbs?
Have I been saying that wrong the whole
No,
time?
he just says.
You got that one right, Marissa. I'm proud of you.
I get words wrong a lot. It's the Southern. It's hard to hear.
Most people don't even use this space as storage here.
Cool.
And there's ton.
Oh yeah. No look. Sorry. No look.
We also have Activa water, which helped us drink water in Mexico. This is the best we could figure out for now.
The original would have gone to about here, per specs on the manufacturer's website. And when we got it, it was 6 or 7 inches taller than
7 inches
what the
taller.
specs said. You got this curve of the ceiling, which then brings it out. It would have been all the way out here in order to be able to put it in the space, because this is still over the wheel well of the trailer.
On a typical build, because they're higher off the ground, you're going to be over the wheel well and have like a flat space the whole way across. Airstreams are lower to the ground, so you're building around the wheel wells because the wheel wells are inside the space. It's not just the square footage in here you're considering, it's all these curves. So even if you had cabinets up on the top, you're losing like a third or a fourth of your storage around the curves.
Which is why we elected to do the open shelf. And also, when you come into the Airstream, it doesn't feel closed off because we left all of that space open. This fridge it's drawers. I don't know what this looks like. It's not too bad.
It's just shy of 6 cubic feet, so it's a decent sized fridge for what it is, and being drawers, it stacks pretty well.
I see that you've taken up 10% of your space in here.
Yeah, we obviously love good coffee, and we say it all the time. When you shrink your space and you're getting rid of everything, there's only those handful of things. Like if you truly like it or love it, keep it. So coffee was one of our things. We enjoy making coffee for ourselves, making coffee for everybody else. I killed a 4-foot counter with coffee. Once you have the counters and the cabinets in place, I mean, we have probably a total of 140 to maybe 150 square feet total. I mean, this thing is just an open tube with no walls, no cabinets or anything. It's 198 square feet. It's a fun space to design when you are thinking of it. Try to get multiple people to sleep, get a full-size bathroom and a kitchen and everything. So it's a lot to think about.
If you're building out an RV or buying an RV, and sometimes you see them designed this way too, like they think like a house. You've just got tons of walls and separation and doors. Versus when you're in an RV, I mean, you need to like each other anyways, or probably don't be doing this. The more you can open it up and the less you're putting up the walls and the doors, the bigger the space is gonna feel. Oh, wow.
This is where
that is cool.
My Vitamix goes and my food processor. Couldn't make room for my juicer, but it's all right. And then pots and pans here.
No juicer in 27 feet?
No juicer.
Do what you gotta do.
We survived somehow. And then this is our pantry. So this is all same thing. All pull-outs.
Pull-out drawers are from Lowe's. You'll see another one of those pull-out things actually in the closet around the corner.
So making our way to the back.
They might look really small, but they go back super far here. You could fit like a full-size adult. We have these pull-outs for their clothing storage. Stuart built them a little closet back here.
Oh, it's got the pull-outs too.
And in addition to that, they've got this little seat that's like the timeout chair. Tons of storage for their toys and stuff.
So you have 6 kids, right? No.
It might feel like that. 2, 9, and 4. Stuart built this barn door for the bathroom. That way we don't have to worry about a swing door at all. I really like this rack because
That's cool.
We have a massive shower in here. Stuart, why don't you go stand in the shower?
There is so much room for activities in here. Picture Elf.
I mean, well,
it's not bad.
Pretty standard Airstream stuff.
How tall are you, Stuart?
I am 6 foot, 230 pounds. So I'm not a small individual. The bench, I was like, man, that's killing so much floor space. Now, granted, my hot water tank's under there, so I kind of needed it. But I sit down a lot of the times, and like our last rig didn't have a seat. I love a seat.
He's a man who enjoyed a bath too.
I am.
So.
You know, another manly feature of Beef Stew here. So.
Yeah, I sit in the shower as well. It is very hard to get up when you do not have a seat. I'm probably like a beach whale trying to get out of that.
It's very big.
Yeah, she brushes her teeth in the shower.
I brush my teeth in the shower,
I feel like
but it makes the most sense.
No, it doesn't make sense when you're married to someone and they're looking for the toothpaste.
Look in the shower where it should be.
Well, no, I look where it should be first.
He started getting his own toothpaste.
Material here is the same epoxy material we use in the counters, in the kitchen, and then we did the same with the shower. This vanity, we added some legs to give it lift over the, again, we've got that wheel well here. Composting toilet.
How do you feel about the composting toilet?
Yeah, there's a love hate
thing there.
for sure. It's really freeing to not have to worry about dumping your black tanks, but there are design flaws in this toilet for sure.
Like ventilation design flaws? Or...
Definitely ventilation design flaws, and it's so it doesn't need to be as massive as it is.
Stuart. It's your tour, man. I guess if you want to.
What is he doing?
Nathan and I lived in an Airstream for 3 years, and we were so close to pulling the trigger on a composting toilet because we were boondocking a ton in the Airstream because it's set up to be adventurous, to travel more, to move fast. But when you're doing more RV parks or less boondocking, then you're like, okay, no, I can't do that.
It seems so frustrating when we have hookups and we have to deal with this.
Sounds like that's a big question. Are you in hookups or are you running around adventurous style more?
Hardcore or are you not?
Hardcore, you're not. Okay, sure.
Now that you've been in this Airstream for almost a year, how has this space been for your family?
Honestly, I would say that the way that it's laid out and how we've really worked out the kinks in our full-time RV lifestyle, I don't have any complaints.
My biggest issues would be morning, just because I'm the only one that gets up early. Because of that, sometimes I just kind of have to lay around in bed almost. Hope that it's nice enough outside that I can go outside and, you know, get some work done.
I would get out of bed earlier if you would make me a cup of coffee.
No, you wouldn't.
They figured out what style of travel they like, what's important to them in their living space, and then the fact that you could cater a space to your needs and could live smaller because you got rid of the extra fluff of the stuff you didn't need.
That's definitely the luxury of being able to build this to exactly what our needs were versus getting something off of the manufacturer line and then trying to figure out how that's gonna work.
So this was a pretty extensive renovation y'all did. So how long did it take you?
3 months we took it, so it was a full-time job for 3 months.
He was doing 12-hour days. By the end of it, I was like, put some duct tape on it. Let's go.
We've seen people online who do shell-off renovation. 3 months is very, very fast. I've seen people take it 1 to 2 years. Kudos to you, Stuart.
You act like you didn't do any work. You designed it and you kept your 2 children all day. So that.
Amen.
So as far as the outside, how many watts of solar, Stuart?
1,200 watts.
I like these. Where'd you get these?
So that is like marine decking. I got it off of Amazon.
This is cool. They got a blink camera here at the front. And then this is actually one of my favorite things you've done behind this door right here. The Rivet mountain range.
So I wanted to surprise Lizzie because this was where the old furnace opening was. I could have just put like a square patch on it and called it, but just thought it would be cool to do a mountain range. These are all buck rivets too, so that took 3 hours to do.
They got their hooks out here too, so that's multi-use. I know we love having our hooks outside our rig too.
Yeah, we have a 12-foot screen that will use that same projector from inside and for out here.
Now, one advantage of towing an Airstream, or really any travel trailer, is what you get to tow this with and how you get to set that up. Like, you gotta tell me about what's going on here, man. If you're like me, you're probably thinking, this guy is way overweight. He is not overweight because even though this is a 2,500.
3,700 pounds in payload. Because I'm from up in Cleveland area, a lot of stuff comes with like snow prep and snowplow packages and things like that. And with that, they'll usually upgrade the springs and stuff like that to deal with the snowplow equipment. And that ups the payload. So they consider this a 3/4 ton and a half or something. These pull out. Just a drawer
Oh
slide.
my goodness.
But this whole thing pulls out, locks into place. I can just flip them up, and usually it's enough to be able to get to them. But if I have to, I can, you know, unlock them and pull them out. And this is the side that people will probably consider me ridiculous for. I like to keep,
that's the, I knew it.
I like to keep things clean. You know, everything for detailing. That's all work. I'm an RV tech and I do solar and all that other stuff. All of this is the fun stuff. So in this case is tent camping stuff. This big clam, inflatable paddle boards, my backpacking backpack, life jackets, full set of golf clubs. It is like an endless cavern. And then this long case, mostly my fishing equipment.
You're really slacking, Stuart. You still got a spot that's empty here. And so how much did Living Small, Dreaming Big spend on this Airstream? Stuart said including the solar and the cost of the Airstream, they spent $22,000. Now, if you want to see an Airstream remodel that wasn't bought for $1,000, but at the same time wasn't as extensive of a renovation as what Stuart and Lindsay did, you'll definitely want to check out our tour of our Airstream we lived in for 3 years.